Hello, welcome. It's so great to be back here with another video. In this video, I was speaking about a recently crowned Nigerian pageant title holder and how I feel like she's bringing back the era of pageant queens and kings who are aware of the diplomatic power behind their title. I will also be touching on what I think her chances are at her international competition holding later in the year. I am Ola Jola, singer-songwriter based in Lagos, Nigeria, and my last few videos have been a mix of pageant commentary, music industry commentary, and a book and film review somewhere in there. In this video, I will be speaking about the recently concluded Miss World Nigeria pageant competition and its title holder, Tamunosoye Karibi-George, among other things, pageantry, diplomacy, and representation. But before I go on, I must first thank you for clicking on this video and spending the next few minutes with me. I do not take it for granted. I'm thankful for your likes, your comments, and your views on my last few videos. I am also particularly grateful for your kindness because it lets YouTube know that something valuable and good is happening here. Also, thank you for subscribing. It ensures that you do not miss out on any of my future updates. Now, let's get right into it. So, of course, the Miss World Nigeria 2026 competition was held in its entirety in the last week of May and first week of June, with the finale happening on the 6th of June 2026. It's no news that this year's competition was highly competitive. Most of the delegates came correct consistently on the performance and presentation aspect, and there were some well-rounded and well thought out active advocacies laid on the table. If I would be applauding the organization for anything, I think maybe it would be the graphics and the fairness of the judging for the most part. I mean, the winners of the mini challenges and the ultimate winner yielded little to no uproar. Everyone was pretty much in agreement because these young women came ready to represent Nigeria at the very least, very healthily. The quality of the finale show was as it has been over the last few years, just like the other pageant shows by this organization. Time was when their pageant shows was the zenith of pageant shows within the country. However, newer organizations have put in work to take showmanship to a more organized, more interesting, more together level, to the point where there is kind of a unanimous agreement within the pageant community that there needs to be a change. It was all the more sad with the quality of delegates that we got and the quality of dresses they presented with on the finale. These were without doubt international competition level dresses, and with the right glam, everybody showed up and showed out. But sometimes I wonder whether there's an older person in the team who maybe used to be cool at some point but has refused to let go of the reins while simultaneously sucking out the life from fresh ideas because fans keep complaining and the shows keep being the same year in, year out. A change has to come one way or another. Yes, I know that as Nigerians, we are very good at adapting, and of course, our queens blend in smoothly on the international stage. However, I believe that being cognizant with current trends in showmanship and structure can further prepare our delegates for their journey. Now let's talk about some of the contestants who stood out to me. First of my sentimental fave, former Miss Earth Nigeria Chantel Izomo. I was and still am one of those who believe that if we're going simply by stereotype, she was the one to beat just off the look and presentation. If you look at most Miss World winners, I think something that's common to them is that mix of elegance, softness, and sophistication. She looks like a queen and is still princessy at the same time. I feel like she's one of those who would have been able to easily blend in and find her way into the top five or probably even win. No shade to the other girls. However, with respect to this competition, I feel like it looked like she wasn't fighting as hard and was counting on the stereotype and maybe faith to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Because with a look and presence like that, I feel like if she really went for blood, it would have been a landslide. Her finale evening wear look and walk, where she wiggled to show off the fringe on her dress, that was my lowest moment for her. I was like, girl, let this be the last time, please. Contrary to popular opinion, I feel like her Q&A performance was really good. She gave a pageant-esque answer to a pageant-esque question, and of course, she finished second runner-up. I feel like the two women between her and the crown were two of the most consistent and prepared delegates of the batch, and like it just made sense. Next, still love. I've been saying it over and over that I'm relatively new to paying attention to pageantry. So these delegates, the first time I really noticed her was when she was contesting for the last edition of Miss World Nigeria. Even though she's had like two, three prior attempts trying to get and win a national title competing under the same organization. So in the comments, there were some of her fans mentioning how, oh, she's such a total package, and just listing her exploits and her wins at the prior competitions. One thing I really appreciate about her journey this time around was how she switched it up on the wardrobe and styling. Long overdue, because I feel like that is one of the channels through which her points have been draining out at all the competitions she's been in. I mean, for someone who is so eloquent, so athletic and talented, and has a healthy advocacy, it would make sense that at Miss World she would be a top contender naturally. But somehow the judges continuously count her out. The only thing I could maybe find to discount her was the work. But it's not even that deep because at Miss World they don't be doing any serious pasarela, so it's not that important. I also recently saw a post of her trying out for Miss World Ghana, and while I love it for her, I feel like she should just go full diplomat mode straight away instead of continuously trying to bag a title. She has the brains, she has the heart, she has the track record. However, I'm not one to tell people how to go about their dreams. Her dreams are valid regardless. The runner-up Dion Chisomwago also had a stellar run at the competition. She won the head-to-head challenge, which is one of the major hallmarks of the Miss World competition, spotlighting beauty with a purpose. She also won the best in evening gown at the finale competition. A well-deserved win, if you ask me. Now to the winner, Tamunosoye. Well, she didn't win any special awards or win any of the mini challenges, but she was so consistent and she delivered so well that she was almost always among the top performers. I think she cracked the code that consistency and really marketing yourself as a solid ambassador is like the strongest manifesto you can present at a competition such as this. Shiloki reminds me of the reigning Miss World Opal Sushata Strong from Thailand, who almost didn't win any challenges at the international competition until she won the digital media one. I think as soon as she was appointed, she became the one to beat immediately, and she was able to maintain that momentum all the way to the crown. I feel like it was pretty much decided even as soon as she landed in India. Even when she was competing at MU the previous year, I was like, are we all seeing this woman? Very stunning, consistently stellar, and backing up the hype she was getting with solid performance skills to defend the crown most people thought was going to her until she was redirected. As soon as Tamina declared her intention to compete, she immediately started moving like a title holder, giving Olivia Yasi for MU 2025, winner Pramina for MUT 2025, giving courtesy visits with an organized entourage, and also making advocacy moves. And I think it's so beautiful to see that even post winning, she has continued like that. So this is like a diplomacy tour of sorts. She has been visiting governors, ministers, and other sitting government officials, garnering support for the Miss World Nigeria brand and having positive conversations like the queen that she is. And this is no shade at all to the last winner who represented us really well. But the fact that she's doing this kind of makes it feel like it could be a self-funded endeavor or something that she at least envisioned by herself and then partner with her national organization to do. Regardless, it's beautiful to see. I would also have loved for there to be a more expansive, extensive media tour. I don't like how it feels like this organization is gatekeeping title holders. They're representing the entire nation. They need to have multiple interviews with different TV stations, different radio stations. They need to be on multiple, TV shows. They need to have magazine features, be at events. They need to be outside. Like people need to know who is representing the country at these major competitions. This world is not a joke of a competition. Like we've had a winner there before. Everybody needs to know who the Miss World Nigeria is at the moment. Her run at the national competition felt equally as strategic as it felt supported, and I feel like she will also take that onto the international stage. She also fits that queenly princessy prototype I spoke about. Then she also looks to me like somebody who picks up a task and follows through to the very end. So naturally, I'm excited about what her journey will look like on the international stage. I also look forward to how the rest of her journey plays out, the rest of her reign plays out, both during the reign and even post the reign. I wish her the best going forward and really pray that the organizational support is adequate. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I do not take it for granted. I'm looking forward to your comments and opinions in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to drop them. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like on this video. Till next time, be safe.